All right. I'll move this so we can see. So we are going to just be on the mat the whole time. So there's that. Get my little list. All right. I was rolling earlier, so I'll move that out of the way. We'll start right away with our 100. So just reminding our body that we want to try to keep the belt loops into the mat as much as possible. And any moment that we feel that we're having to hold ourselves up with our neck, that's going to be our cue and our clue to lengthen the spine and push down more with the belly. If that doesn't work, then we want to bring the head back to the floor for another breath or so, and then come back into position. So we'll start with our legs up and extended, really long. So even in this position, you can feel the sacrum pressing down. So that space right there at the bottom of the spine, that little triangle, press down there. And then we can use the bottom back rib to press down and lift the top of the body. When we lift, we don't really want to be looking down in our belly and cranking our neck too far forward, but maybe out towards our toes, just past. So we'll breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. And in. And out. In. And out. And in. Pushing down everywhere. Out. Breathe in. And out. Breathing in, lengthening the legs. And out. And in. And out. Lengthening the spine. In. Out. In. We're almost there. And out. Last set. And out. We'll bring the head down, bring the knees in. Let's let the ball of the foot come onto the mat and the hands are down. And we're just going to swish the knees from side to side with the lower back down. Let this just kind of feel good. If it would feel better to lift the feet off the floor, whatever feels good there. All right, from here, let's move into our roll up. We're going to start with our hands by our side, feet on the floor, and we'll hold one leg. We'll take a breath and peel the shoulder blades off the floor. On the exhale, we're going to round the body, reach forward, breathe, pressing down through, feel all the spaces, the lower sacral area, the belt loops. And here's our exhale coming all the way down, the middle spine, all the way up to the top of the head. Coming back in, breathing in, exhale up, breathing round. This exhale is going to give us the most work. Breathing in here, exhale. This is pretty average. We do this particular motion a lot. Breathing in and pressing down here, we seldom do. And then this exhale from the middle spine up through the top of the spine, we almost never do. Breathe in, exhale out. Maybe we let the legs come out some more. Breathe in, exhale. Maybe the legs are all the way out. Exhale, rounded spine. So we're not going into flat back. We're not resting here. We're going to curl the chin towards the chest, round, round, round. Exhale. Then maybe we want to use our hands overhead, attaching. Exhale. The inner bicep next to the temple. 2 more. We're going to breathe in. Reach, 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 round and dive forward. Breathe here. Exhale here. Breathe here. Exhale here. And breathe here. Round through that low back. Exhale all the way down. Let's take it to the side. We'll do a little stretch here. So we're going to rest onto the elbow, but we want to stay long through the top. We don't want to sink into that. And we want to lift the bottom part of our ribs up a little bit. We'll bend the bottom leg for some balance, hold the top leg, and stretch it back. Just let this just feel nice and good. And we are thinking about bringing our belly button toward our spine and also bringing the bottom ribs up. And the foot and hand that are connected together, we're taking those back. And we'll just come over to the other side and give this side a nice stretch, set everything up. We want to check to be sure that we're lifted through the shoulder, lifted through the bottom rib cage. The belly button is staying pulled in. So we're not arching our back necessarily. What we're doing is stretching the quadricep. And we'll take a look at that stretch again before we're all the way done. So we're going to sit with our legs out. Our feet are mat distance out. We're going to pull the back of the knee toward the floor so that the heels come off the floor naturally. We're not trying to lift our heels. And if they don't actually come off the floor, that's okay. We just want them to act as if they are. We're going to stay very solid right here. And we're not going to let the bottom part of our back reach behind that line that we've created behind our imaginary wall at all. We're going to press into it. We'll start here with our breath. Our exhale will dive forward. Breathe and inflate. Stretching the back of the knee to the mat. Exhale, press it out. Breathe and inflate. So let's think about peeling the head, the neck, the shoulders, the very upper part of the spine, leaving everything else and lengthening. When we breathe in, press it back in reverse. Press, 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 press. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale, press the air out as if we're rolling up a Ziploc bag to get the air out. Now inflate. Exhale, we're going to do 2 more after this. Let the air force the body back up and let the body force the air out. Last one, breathing up. And exhale. We'll come all the way back up, shake out the legs, reach the arms out. We are going to do our twist. So we're going to breathe in, and we would like to be able to swing all the way around. I'm going to bend my back arm because the wall's in the way. And once again, we're seated in the same way. We would like to be up on our sits bones as much as possible. So if there's tightness of any kind, we can always lift up with a pillow, small cushion, one of those gardening pads, anything to give us a little bit of a lift. This is our breath. Exhale, reach. Breathe to the center. Exhale. So we want to hold onto that broomstick or a pool noodle. Engage the legs. Exhale. Now, as we move through this, let's use the power of our mind to force the abdominals to do the work. The arms are not doing this work. Breathe in. Let's give all of our focus to that space on the side of the front belly, right there where those nice indentions happen. We start to see some core shaping. Breathing into the middle. The breath is huge here. It's so important to exhale into that twist because our exhale is engaging. Breathing in. We'll go one more this way and one more this way. And we'll shake that out. Let's bring our knees in. Let our feet be a little bit apart and our knees the same distance apart. We'll come together and take this nice long body stretch. So we're going to reach the top of the head away from the hips and press the hips down into the mat. We can look side to side, let the neck loosen up here and maybe give some circles. The main thing we want to think about in this position is thinking about the SI joints, and we would like to create space. So there's the space around our tailbone, and then there's the hip bones. We want to create some space there. So we have the power to do that, which is really cool. So we can think about using our knees into the elbow pit, and then reverse, pressing the elbow into the knee. And from there, we can envision our sits bones physically moving away from one another, creating space at the bottom of the sacral area, right where all the sciatic nerves hit. Let's take a little twist while we're here. We can come over if that feels good, and just twist the body. So just really whatever feels good. The more we can relax our belly right here, the better. And then we'll come into the other side. And back to the list. All right, here comes our roll over. This one's fun. And you know what? Just to get our spine kind of loosened up, I'm going to toss that pillow. Let's do just rock and roll first before we do a rollover. We'll just do a few, and we're going to hold onto our legs, and we're going to let this be a much more relaxed activity than when we get ready for rolling like a ball. So we are going to stay rounded, and we're going to let our spine come back. We're just massaging the spine, opening out that space between the hamstring and the glutes. So as our feet come overhead, really think about creating space at the top of the hamstring. If you want to go on one side and then the other, that might feel good. We'll do one more, and then we'll get ready for our rollover. So as we were doing that one, we were able to tell where our own body is for today. Remember that this is all about working the core, not necessarily about getting into some beautiful plow pose. If that happens, that's great, but that's not necessarily our goal today. So we'll start all the way down. Make sure that we've got a little room in the back. We'll start with our feet up. We're going to take a breath and lift our hips. Exhale, over. Breathe and out. Breathe, exhale, back. Breathe, lift, out. So it's 2 breath cycles. We're going to breathe in to lift the hips. Exhale, press the legs overhead. Breathe halfway down at about the bra line. We're going to exhale out. Now, just a little bit of added work. Let's lengthen the legs as we come out. So we're going to breathe up. Exhale, reach the toes way back. Breathe up here. Now exhale, reach the feet away. Long, 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 long legs. Pressing down. Breathing in. Exhale over. And breathe. Exhale away. Taking the breath. Exhale. Breathe here. Exhale away. How low can we get the legs and still keep the spine down? Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe. Today we have one more big breath. Exhale. Big breath here. Reach long legs away. And we'll bring these in. Give the body a hug. Wow, that is lots of work. Let's squeeze the knees together and into the chest. Relax that. Take them away and into the armpits. And relax that. We're going to come into our head lifted off the floor. So let's take one hand on top of the other at the low base. And we're going to practice lengthening the neck. So we're just going to pull away a little bit with our hands and let the shoulders reach down toward the hips. So this is what the long neck feels like. Staying in this position, take a breath. On the exhale, push the bottom rib into the mat and notice the shoulders lift. This is the space that we're going to be in. We're going to move into our single leg stretch. So this is our big breath, and we're going to reach inside knee, outside ankle. This is the breath in for 2 moves, and exhale out. Breathing in and out. We're lengthening that stretched leg, breathing in and out. Pushing our belly button down into the floor and out. Inhale here and exhale. And breathe in. And we're really keeping the heart in the center of the place where the legs are. Breathing in and out. And 2 more sets, pressing down with that bottom rib, lengthening out. And I think we finish here. And lower the head to the floor. Let the head look right and left a couple of times. We're moving back into the same type of exercise with straight legs. On this one, we are going to add a little stretching of the leg, but we're not trying to gain flexibility. Just moving the leg. We're going to stretch that leg as much overhead as we can. So we want this exercise to take place on top of the center of the body and not necessarily just out here from the ribs down. So we won't let this leg go too far down that it would affect where this top leg goes. We want to try to keep both legs equally active in the center of the body. We'll go ahead and get straight legs all the way up. Lift the head and the shoulders. We're looking out towards the ankles. And we're going to take a breath in for 2 moves and exhale for 2 moves. And breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. And in and out. Here we go. In and out. And in. Exhale. Breathing in, lengthening the legs. Exhale. We have 1 more set. Breathing in and out. We'll lower the head, give the neck a little break. We're going to turn onto our side. Whichever side we choose to is fine. We're going to be here. Now we have options. We can stay all the way up. If it feels comfortable, we can come down. We can either use a block or our arm under our head. And the big thing here is that we want to keep that bottom rib and the bottom space pulled up. We're going to kickstand here with this bottom leg so it's bent. The knee is forward and the foot is pretty much in line with our hips. It's not behind us. The top leg is going to lengthen out, and in our mind's eye, we're going to imagine that it's the same distance off the floor as our hip. That's where we want to stay. Top hand is in front for balance, and we're going to make little bitty circles and some leg lifts with the leg that's on top. We're completely parallel. The knee, the front of the foot are all facing forward. We'll start with circling forward. We're going to breathe in and exhale, exhale. Breathe in and out, and in and out. Breathing in and out. In, out. Breathing in and out. In, out. In and out. 1 more set. Big breath in, out. And hold it here. Lengthen. Staying in that parallel position, we're going to lift our leg up for 8. Lifting it up and up, up, up. A little bitty spaces, but really heavy up, up. And 2 more. Let's hold it here. Lengthen, lengthen. We're going to circle back. Little circles back and exhale for 2. Circle and breathe in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in and out, out. big breath in and exhale out. Breathing in and out, lengthening that leg. Breathing in and thinking about the bottom rib and out. Breathing in and circling. Breathing out, loving all those glutes right now. Breathing in for 2 and out for 2. And hold it here, lengthen. We're going to press it down, pressing it down and down. Breathing in and out, just a normal breath. And down. Really press down like it's hard to do. Press it down and press it down and down and down. Fold it in. Oh my goodness. Love the glutes. Bring that leg forward and let it lay on the ground. Extend that bottom leg. We're going to actually roll the body over some more. So we're going to extend the bottom arm. If you were up on an elbow, go ahead and come down. We're going to roll the belly toward the floor, feeling a stretch on the inner thigh and also in the shoulder. Coming out if there's any pain. This should feel nice. Let this leg do whatever it needs to do here. And then we'll roll back. We're going to come into that stretch that we saw in the beginning. We can bend the knee that's on the bottom or lengthen. We still want to keep the bottom rib off the mat. And we're going to take our hand-foot connection away from the body. And now we're going to hold the shin and bring it toward the body. And we'll come over. And unfortunately, we know what's going to happen on the other side. But it's good for us. It's good, good, good. It's going to feel nice. So we'll set it up on the other side. Definitely thinking about those glutes and all the rotators, the internal, external, all the good stuff there. So we're going to set up the same way. We want to find that space right underneath the rib cage, and we're going to lengthen as much as possible from the hip to the toes. So think about a long, long leg, and we're going to circle forward for 2, exhale for 2, breathing in and out. The breath is in 2 counts, and exhale for 2, and breathing in and out. Little bitty small circles, breathing in and out and in and out. Big breath, thinking about the belly being strong. Out, exhale, breathing in and out. We're going to stay here and lengthen, pressing up and up and up and up. Press up like it's really hard. Up. Pressing up and up. We're going to leave it here. Get ready to circle back. Breathe for 2 and exhale. And breathe and exhale. Breathe and exhale. Breathe in for 2 circles and out for 2 circles. Repeating that and out. Breathe in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in and out, trying to keep both of our hips stacked. Breathing in and exhale here. Hold it. We're going to press down, pressing down, 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 and press down, press down, press down, press down. We're going to lower that, bend the knee, hold it all the way to the front. We'll extend the arm here, stretch the leg away, roll into the stretch. Let that feel good. Stretching the tight places. We'll bring that back in, set it up, and hold for a stretch here. We can bend the bottom leg or leave it straight and take the hand-foot connection away from the body. We'll bring that in. Now hold the shin, bring it close. And we'll come up to seated. All right, we're going to take a stretch across. So we have our saw. We're sitting in a pretty wide straddle. Our arms are extended out to the side. And we're going to try very hard to keep the legs rotated so that the pinky toes are reaching toward the floor. Now I am going to lift myself up. I'm super tight hamstrings. So I would like to use the least amount of arm swing as possible here. And in order to ignite and engage that really low core, our pelvis needs to be as forward as it can, or at least stacked right in a well set place. We do not want to be rounded into this low spine at all. For added work, we can extend the back of the knee to the floor with flexed feet reaching the heels off the mat. Or off the floor. This is our big breath here. Our exhale is going to reach us over, working to try to bring not this back arm across the body, but rather our underarm and our shoulder blade toward the knee. We're going to do this in two different ways today. So this is our wide set way. And then the other one, we come across this way. So we have a breath in, and on the exhale, we're using the core and the underarm to come over toward the knee, and the breath brings us up. We exhale over, and the breath brings us up. And exhale, and breathe up. And exhale, and breathe up. And exhale, and breathe up. And exhale, and up. Exhale, twist. Now, as we twist, we're pushing that sits bone down into the floor. So twisting to the left, the right sits bone pushes down. Twist over to the right, push the left down. Exhale, press down. Exhale. So we're lengthening the side body as we go. Exhale and exhale. We have another set right here. This is our last one. We're going to bring it in, all the way in, back into that same stretch we looked at before. A little distance here. Wherever the heels are, so are the knees. Breathing in here, exhale, press everything away. Knees are pushing out, elbows pressing in, shoulders down, head up. Sits bones into the floor, heart and ribs forward. Let the neck be loose. Maybe look side to side. Release and relax. Wiggle the toes. Let everything be nice and loose. We're going to repeat the exercise we just did. And we have some options here. So you kind of just want to do whatever you feel like is giving you the most work. Once again, we're seated tall. Back the knees, reaching toward the floor, heels reaching off the floor. We can go back to long arms, or we can bring hands into shoulders and think about reaching our elbows away from our armpits. And this is our breath. On our exhale, we're going to bring our underarm, our side body, our elbow, our extended arm across, whatever is working. So one way to think about this, if we're using arms out, is to maintain a squared torso and bring that opposite pinky over toward the pinky toe. Or we can bring our underarm toward the knee, our elbow toward the outside ankle. But whatever it is that's reaching, here's what we're thinking about. Relaxing the legs for just a second. We're going to think about bringing the entire powerhouse, the core center of the body, shoulders, ribs, low hips, toward the outside space of the leg. We're thinking about bringing all of this over here, not just coming down toward this leg. Okay, so that's our thought. And whatever helps us in our mind to bring as much of our body over toward the side, and at the same time, keep the lower part of the body anchored to the floor, including the sits bones. That's what we're doing. That's the end result. So this is our breath. On our exhale, we're going to reach over toward that space. Breathe our body up. Exhale. Let's try not to use the back to bring us up and the hips to push us up, but rather use the bottom core. Our exhale comes over. Breathe. Use the core to get up. Exhale, press and reach. Breathe. We're using that low core. Exhale. Breathe up. Exhale. Think about the space below the belly button, pressing us up. Exhale here. And exhale. And breathe. And exhale. And breathe. And exhale. And breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. And breathe. And exhale. And exhale. And breathe. Drop that down. So that's total body work. We were working the arms, we were working the core, working the trunk and the legs. Let's come into a little butterfly here. Bandha Konasana. Stretching forward, holding the bottom part of the leg, elbows coming in. Maybe giving that a little bit of flight side to side so we can fly our butterfly. That might feel good. If it doesn't, then it's not necessary. We're going to bring that in, moving down the list. All right, so we're going to do the crisscross. So we're coming back all the way down. In crisscross, this can get so out of hand that it becomes momentous. We do not want to use momentum here unless we need it. If we need it, then we'll use it. But momentum is going to decrease ever so slightly the amount of work we're doing in our core. We're all the way down. This is going to take us back into our single leg stretch. And what we're doing here is we want to use the bottom rib to push down, but we're going to use folded hands, one hand on top of the other at the base of the neck. So we're right here at the bottom of the head, if you want to think of it that way. And we're going to use our hands not just to curl the upper body, but to lift the upper body. So we'll go ahead and bring that down while we set up our thinking, because we know that our mind is a huge part of everything we're doing here. We want to keep our legs moving in their tracks. We are not going to cross the knees over. We're going to leave our knees and our legs in the same tracks. What we are going to do is cross our underarm. Our armpit is going to move over toward the knee. We're not going to let the legs move out of their tracks. We're going to notice that we're doing that, okay? Because we didn't notice it before we were thinking about it. We're just like in the thing, right? Moving elbows over to knees, and that's not what we're doing here. So we're going to lift and prepare. We're going to extend one leg out. We're going to bring an underarm toward the stationary knee. And then the same thing happens over here. That's one breath. And then we have one exhale for 2 moves. And we breathe in, leaving the legs in their track. Exhale, bringing the armpit toward the knee. Breathing in for 2. And exhale. Lower back is pressing down. Breathing in for 2. And exhale for 2. And breathe in. And out. And in. And out. And breathe in. And out. And in. And exhale. We have 2 more. Pressing everything down and lengthening here. And exhale. And breathe in here. And exhale. And we are bringing everything in, relaxing, letting the feet come down. Maybe we swipe the knees again. Let's go ahead and flip over to our belly, whichever way we want to face for that. It doesn't matter. We're going to line up our elbows, under the shoulders and bring the thumbs close to one another. We're going to take a glance right at that place above the pointer fingers. And we're going to be a little bit wide in our legs. We're going to turn our knees to face out slightly. Now with the forearm into the floor, we have a little bit of power here to bring the body away from the mat. Let's think about bringing the belly button into the spine here and creating as much distance as we can between the mat and the belly. Even if the belly doesn't come off the floor at all, the act of trying to bring it off is going to engage the work. We're going to take 2 pulses of the heel in and then a good press down like it's hard to push down. So we're going to create some dynamic tension right there on the come down. So here we go. We'll start in breathing in here, exhale. Breathe in for 2 pulses, exhale for a good press out. Breathing in and exhale, and breathe in and exhale. Breathing in and out, and in and out. Breathing in and out. Where's the belly? Keep it lifted and out. Breathing in and out, and in and out. Big breath, exhale. Big breath and exhale. Breathing in and exhale, keeping the belly pulled in and out. Breathe and exhale. And we're trying not to engage the glutes so much here. We have 2 more sets. Breathe in and exhale. Let the legs do the work, the hamstring, not the booty. Breathe in and out. Last set. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Stretch it all the way. Relax the arms. Oh my goodness. Let all of that relax. We're going to come in and take a child's pose here. So we'll bring the legs back together, back to parallel. Press up, pulling the belly away in toward the spine and stretching back. We'll stretch the arms out here. Let everything come forward. Let's take one hand on top of the other, and then let the hips fall away from the hands. And then we'll repeat that to the other side. So we're stretching the side body here, stretching the arm. And we'll come all the way up to seated. Give our arms a little love. Maybe taking one across and the other. Wowzers. That's good work on the arms too. So we have a lot of stuff going there. All right, what looks good? Oh, okay. We're going to do jackknife today, just because we're feeling crazy. So we already know plow. I'm going to use lots of momentum to demonstrate my plow today. All the way over, right? So we're in the position. Hands can assist us here. And if we're able, we can take our feet all the way to the floor. Ooh. Not able for that today. That is not an inventory for me today. Now, the thing we're going to do in jackknife, I'm going to come down the mat a little bit so we can see. We're going to be in whatever our our best plow is today. That's the place where we're going to go. And then we're going to come into shoulder stand. And we can assist ourselves into that if we choose to. And I do choose to. And then we're going to come back. So here's the activity. Here's the work. The work is your hips moving away to this direction and your feet moving away to that direction. So we're not coming into plow pose. We're going to come into shoulder stand and then into this flat jackknife space. So see the difference between plow pose over there, right, with hips here, versus the jackknife position, which is hips reaching away into this flat little pancake place. And then we're going to push back into shoulder stand. So that's where the work is happening. So we will take a big breath here, and we will exhale here, and breathe here, and exhale here. Breathe and extend, and exhale, and breathe and extend, and exhale. So our hands are assisting, or they're not. Maybe you don't need to assist. Exhale. Breathe in there. Exhale. Breathe and extend. And exhale. And breathe and extend. And exhale. Oh. Whew. We'll come out of that. That is a really hard exercise. So if you did it and you're like, that's not so hard. Well, it's really hard for me because of my lower back injury, but it's a good one. And if you thought, wow, that's really hard, then I'm grateful for you. Because I think it's hard too. I'm grateful for you even if you don't think it's hard. All right, let's do some stretches. We'll go ahead and do some pigeon. I have not done pigeon personally in a couple of days, and my body's kind of calling for it. We're going to line everything up. We're going to go from plank. So we are going to lift and come into a tabletop plank. So rather than an incline plank, we're going to lift our hips up to where we think they're pretty much in line with our shoulders. And we're going to lift one leg away into that same line. Now let's bring that knee forward, and then we're going to twist the leg before anything even happened on the floor. Now we're going to bring that diagonal line forward and sink back. Let's think about having our shoulders and our wrist in line, and our hips are also kind of in that line. Maybe they're not, maybe the hands are a little wider than that. But now we want to take a look at the other alignment, and that's going to be the bended knee toward its own wrist, and then the ankle toward the opposite wrist. Now let's think about that leg in the back. It's in line with its own wrist, and our belly is right between. From here, we can walk it out if we want to. We didn't really go down. What we did is go forward. So if we can think of our head as moving forward, bringing the spine with it, and allowing our hips to pull back. By doing those things, we might have found a better stretch, a longer stretch. What we don't want to find is pain. And we can curl our toes under, lift the knee a little bit and move it back. Point the toe to the sky, see how that feels. If that feels like something we want to explore, then we can come on up. We'll take one hand forward and around. Pull toward the body. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll let that go. Lift up. We're coming back into our plank by lifting the leg that's on the floor. So we'll take a breath, and on the exhale, we're going to lift that foot all the way off the floor and then extend it back. Bring it down and find that tabletop plank again. Lift the other leg away. Bring the knee in. We're going to twist, rotate, and bring it forward to the floor. We'll extend that back leg. We're going to find our own best stretch here, knowing that we never go to the point of pain, just trying to find a stretch. If going forward feels like something we want to do, we want to check our alignment. Knee, wrist, hip. How's the other side looking with that leg that's in the back? The bent leg foot is in that line, or ankle. Maybe we start to work forward. We want to be kind to our body. So we'll move slowly and in phases. Breathing through any tight spots. And we'll think about lengthening. bringing the hips away from the heart toward the back leg, and bringing the head away toward the fingers. We can go down even more if we choose to, which really we're still not going down, we're going forward. And maybe we can just relax into that stretch. We'll pick up the knee in the back, point the toe to the floor. If we choose to come up into that stretch, we can. Reaching back, finding balance. We'll stretch the quad. We'll come on out of that. Bring ourselves into a crisscross. And notice how amazing we are for finishing that class. That was a hard class. Let's take one little final twist, side to side. And we did good. We did good work today. I'm going to need help getting around for a couple days.